An ICE officer fatally shot a woman during an operation in Minneapolis. That's where we're starting the 7 from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn, in for Hannah Jewell. It's Thursday, January 8th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. Renee Nicole Good was a 37-year-old mother of 3 and an award-winning poet. Yesterday, she was shot and killed by an ICE officer. Videos showed 2 officers approaching a vehicle in Minneapolis, which is stopped in the middle of the road with the driver's window down. The videos do not show the events leading up to that moment. As the vehicle begins to reverse, one of the officers reaches out and holds onto the door handle. The vehicle then starts moving forward, and a third ICE officer quickly draws his gun and fires 3 times. The killing drew outrage from local officials, who were already angered by President Donald Trump's enforcement efforts in the city. Here's Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey speaking last night.
But I do have a message for our community, for our city, and I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite. People are being hurt. Families are being ripped apart. Long-term Minneapolis residents that have contributed so greatly to our city, to our culture, to our economy are being terrorized, and now somebody is dead. That's on you.
Trump and the Department of Homeland Security defended ICE, saying the officer feared for his safety and was acting in self-defense. Some Republicans are pushing back on White House threats toward Greenland. That's number 2. Earlier this week, the White House said the Trump administration was considering a range of options to acquire Greenland. The statement said that utilizing the U.S. military is always an option for the president. Stephen Miller, a White House deputy chief of staff, told CNN that Greenland should obviously be part of the United States. The threats toward Greenland come in the wake of last week's capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. But some Republican lawmakers are drawing a line. Some have warned Trump that using force to acquire Greenland could splinter the NATO military alliance. Greenland is an autonomous territory of Denmark, which is a U.S. ally and a NATO member. In a press briefing yesterday, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said Trump's first option was to acquire Greenland through diplomacy. Number 3, the Trump administration released new dietary guidelines. Every 5 years, government officials update the dietary guidelines for Americans. They are designed to recommend what people should eat and are considered a cornerstone of federal nutrition policy. The latest suggestions were released yesterday. They call for Americans to limit highly processed foods, and they endorse some products that are discouraged by some nutritionists, such as whole milk, butter, and red meat. The guidance comes as Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has made overhauling the nation's food supply a priority. He summed up the new guidelines in a briefing yesterday.
As Secretary of Health and Human Services, my message is clear: eat real food. Nothing matters more for healthcare outcomes, economic productivity, military readiness, and fiscal stability.
If you're wondering what to make of all of this new guidance, our Ask a Doctor columnist has some advice. You can find it in today's newsletter. Just follow the link in our show notes. President Trump announced the U.S. will withdraw from dozens of international organizations. That's number 4. Since returning to office just over a year ago, Trump has frequently clashed with the United Nations, particularly on migration and climate policy. Yesterday, he said the U.S. will sever more ties with the organization. According to the White House, the U.S. will withdraw from 66 organizations or bodies. Of that number, 31 are associated with the United Nations. Among the notable organizations that the United States will leave is the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC. This is a scientific body for global climate research and policy guidance. The UN Population Fund, the main agency supporting worldwide reproductive health and rights, also appeared on the list. Number 5, the think tank behind Project 2025 is rolling out new policy proposals. The Heritage Foundation is the conservative group that spearheaded Project 2025. That is a policy blueprint full of ideas that have appeared in many of President Trump's directives since he returned to office. Now the group is rolling out ideas to boost childbirth and marriage rates. That's according to a draft report seen by The Post. The plans in the paper are wide-ranging. They include discouraging online dating, restricting pornography, and giving bigger families tax credits. The report also suggests monetary awards for every decade a couple remains married. And it calls for a 16-year-old age limit on social media and certain AI chatbots. You can find all the details in our newsletter today. Number 6, researchers carried out hundreds of tests to find out whether AI can do your job. If the thought of being replaced by an AI chatbot at work keeps you up at night, I've got some encouraging news. Researchers have looked at how well AI can do hundreds of roles posted on job sites and compared them to humans. The best performing AI system only completed 2.5% of the projects successfully. They tested a range of different tasks, from producing a digital version of a floor plan to coding web video games and formatting research papers for publication. The results challenged predictions that AI will soon replace large parts of the workforce. But the team behind the research plans to keep testing the results as newer AI products are released. And at number 7, you should put down your phone and daydream instead. According to research, many of us check our phones at least 50 times a day, but there could be some serious benefits for our well-being if we decide to space out instead. For example, it could help us solve problems. Research shows that people are more likely to find solutions after letting their minds wander. That's true, even if they weren't thinking about the problem at all. And there are surprising emotional benefits too. A 2016 study found that people who imagined time with a loved one felt more connected to that person. If you're still not convinced, that's okay. But researchers have found that most people enjoy daydreaming more than they think they will. So if you give it a try today, let us know how that goes. All right, you are all caught up. But don't forget that we also have a newsletter. That's where you can find all the stories we talk about on the podcast and more. Today, you can see a pretty bad floor plan drawn by AI in those tests I mentioned. You could have this 7 morning briefing delivered to your inbox early every weekday morning. All you have to do is sign up. Hit the link in our show notes. I'm Christina Quinn. I'll meet you back here tomorrow.